Today we're going to be talking about laying vinyl plank flooring. This is something easy and that you can do yourself, but you want to make sure you do the right process. So first, if you're taking up carpet, obviously you remove the carpet, remove the tack strip, and I've got a video before this that actually goes over all these details and some tips and tricks on how to do that. Basically, we are removing it, we're taping it up to make it easy to contain and to carry, and then we're removing everything that was down. The pad was glued to the concrete, any nails that are left in that. So if you want, you can go back and watch that video for all those details. Now, you will need a rubber mallet, a tapping block, a pull bar, safety glasses, and a tape measure to do this job properly. I also suggest getting a floor cutting saw set up like this from Ryobi. I'll link this in the description to the video so that you can look at these, but it makes this job much easier. So we always start by obviously laying your first row. You want to make sure your first row is square or even with the wall. You don't want that to be crooked because that starts off the entire floor wrong. This Ryobi saw, like I mentioned before, makes this much easier. It has a guard on the end, and it also has different angle measurements. You can pivot your guard to make the right angle cuts for anything that you need. Now, we always start with one measurement on the first row, and then you want to go in 12-inch increments from that point. So for example, I started the first row with a 12-inch long piece. So the second row, I'm starting with a 24-inch long piece. Then the third row, I will move on to a 36-inch, and then the last row will be a full-length board before starting that pattern all over again with a 12-inch board. So you get your first piece down, and then it's full-length boards all the way to the other side when you need to cut an end piece that's going to be the right measurement to end that row off. Now, I've seen people install these in a couple different ways. The way that I typically like to do it is I like to get the long end snapped in to the previous row first. And you do that by putting it in at an angle. And then once it's locked in all the way down, you push it down and you use your tapping block to tap it in from the sides. Once it's locked in long ways, then you go ahead and use it on the end to tap it in on the other end. So again, here we're putting it in at an angle, getting it kind of locked in place. We use our tapping block to then tap that in and lock it in. And then we use it on the end to tap it in and lock it into the previous plank. So we just continue the patterns, and you continue running the boards in the same way. And it gets a little bit easier the further out you go, because then you can actually be sitting on the floor that you've already got installed, and that weight keeps it from shifting at all. You will have to keep your eye on that first row and make sure that it stays flush with the wall or running the same direction with the wall in the same increments. For example, if you've got a 1/4 inch gap on the right side, you want a 1/4 inch gap on the left side to keep that square and straight. Now, there are little blocks that you can actually buy, wedges, that you put in against the wall, and that does keep it at a consistent length all the way down. So you put those in every couple feet, and that will keep it gapped from the wall evenly all the way down. I do not have those. I typically don't use those, but they are available for anyone who wants to use those. And here we are just continuing to tap that in and install the floor in that same method. Tapping it in from the end into the previous plank as well. Another very important tip is to keep your area clean. As you cut and do other things, debris will end up getting under where your floor needs to go. You want to make sure that you sweep that out every row or every couple rows to make sure you're not putting anything under that floor that may damage it from underneath or cause bubbles or unlevel spots in the flooring. So this seems pretty cut and dry, pretty simple, and it is until you get to the end. And then you think, how do I do this when the hammer won't fit behind the board? Well, that's where the pull bar comes in handy. You put the pull bar up against the wall and you use it to tap it into the previous plank. That way you get a nice flush finish. These are some of the most important things to know when you're laying vinyl plank flooring. You continue to run this pattern throughout the home or room that you're laying the floor in, and then it's time for the finishing touches, which we'll go over in another video. We'll see you next time.